Hey, welcome to Angling Acumen. And our topic today is going to be about a technique that's gradually becoming more mainstream. It's taken a while, but that's the idea of using spinnerbaits for walleyes. And yeah, we're talking the same type of spinnerbaits that you might use for bass. And there are specific situations where spinnerbaits can really shine for walleyes. And there's a whole lot of walleye fishermen out there that I can tell you that aren't using spinnerbaits for walleyes. Maybe they've never done it once in their life. And along with that, we're going to include jig spinners, just basically a downscaled spinnerbait and all the myriad of combinations that you could do with the jig spinner. So why don't you join us? For most of my angling career, I consider the catching of walleyes on spinnerbaits and jig spinners a freak occurrence, sort of like when fishermen throwing musky baits would catch a lake trout. It wasn't until I spent 10 years living in western Nebraska that I first encountered fishermen targeting walleyes with spinnerbaits. A popular and productive technique involved trolling spinnerbaits over submerged trees in Lake McConaughey. When I moved back to northern Wisconsin, I looked at spinnerbaits in a much different way with respect to walleye. In fact, I'm going to take time out for a measurement here. And he is 22 inches. This is actually in the protected slot, so we're going to hurry up and get this guy back in the water. What do we got here? We got ourselves another walleye on the spinnerbait. This one might even be live well fought. Could have been. And look at that. Alright. The walleyes are liking this tandem spinnerbait today. Look at that. We got a Willow Leaf Colorado blade combination. Again, we got a Caesar here. There we go. Power bait trailer on it. And boy, they're just really hitting it. Let's see what this guy's gonna measure up there. Another one in the protected slot. He's 21 inches, just an inch shorter than the previous one, so we're gonna have a hard time catching one small enough to eat today. Back he goes. How funny is that? Another walleye. Right how close to the boat to get before they hit it. There we go. Spinnerbait walleye. Let's see our fluoro. There we are. Oh, and she's out. There's that bait we're using today. That's the hot bait. Whoa, this might even be. We might actually be able to keep one finally. That one is even 18 inches. So that's when we could. That's live well fodder. Put that in our live well. All right. Similar to spinnerbaits are jig spinners. The beauty of jig spinners are all the variations and combinations you can create to experiment with. These can include different jigs, swim baits, soft plastics, and even combinations that involve live bait. What we got here? Forgot to extend the net. All right. As we've been discussing, spinnerbaits and jig spinners for walleye. Not a lot of people's first choice until you've tried it and you find how productive presentation this can be. Right there. We better take a measurement. Right there. What do we got here? A baby walleye. Look at you. Pretending to be a big walleye. Just out of curiosity, I'm going to say 13. 13. Real big. Good shot. There we go. I'll tell you, there was a time I never would have thought of using spinnerbaits and jig spinners for walleyes, but when you find out how productive they truly can be in certain situations, there's one we could actually take home and eat. Most of the ones we're catching are in the protected slat. They're too big. Nice problem to have when you can't catch a small walleye. All right, we'll just double check. Oh yeah, they're under 18, so well within the legal section. All right, we'll get him in the live well. We'll have some dinner and let's get back to fishing. All right, now if you're a walleye person and you're not using spinnerbaits and jig spinners as part of your walleye presentations, then you may be missing out on something. So understanding your fisheries where you fish, and if there is a right time and a right place to be using spinnerbaits and jig spinners, you're going to want to check that out. Thank you for joining us, and feel free to subscribe, and we'll see you next time.